Nate Cooper, knower of ball, investor and scaler, and quite astute inside of our space. If you follow him on Twitter, he has got many things to say, and I do. Chicago-based seed stage fund, food tech, consumer retail tech, D2C infrastructure, including Iris, including our boy including our boy over at Iris, Drew Fallon. We must bring Nate inside of the show. Everybody, welcome Nathan Cooper of Barrel Ventures. Nate, get in here. Get inside this show.
What's up,
there
guys?
He is. Scooter member. There he is.
What's going on?
Nate, how are you doing, brother? We appreciate you making the time to join us.
I'm great. How are you guys?
Man, we're even better now that you are here, man. It's good to put a IRL, kind of across the internet face to your X profile. Nate, tell us. I've got to know because I have been monitoring. I think Olipop is outperforming Poppy and others as of late, brother. When you saw Olipop, and I know you guys do much more, but I got to know: did you know this thing was going to be like a giant crusher from the beginning? I mean, did you know?
I didn't have a fucking clue. I remember thinking if they get to 50 million, it'll be a home run.
All right, and they have surpassed that, one would think.
But no, they've done just exceeded everyone's wildest expectations to the nth degree. It's been an unbelievable ride.
Man, it's
incredible. I don't think it's slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And this is, I guess it's been surprising to me to see. And I know beverage is hard, but and the rise just continue. I think I found maybe I was seeing Poppy, but I don't know. I see so many drinks now in Costco. You know, the cheapest you can get them is about $1 a pop, but this better for you soda treat in every way and in every category inside of CPG. It seems to be, if you can get the formula right, taste is good, and you got good branding around it, you've got a chance to really ride this zeitgeist and take off.
Yeah, I think you're seeing that no matter the socioeconomic class of people, the last sort of thing that people are willing to spend money on, or that the last thing they will spend money on, even if the world ends, is like better for you. And in a world where AI is killing everything, like food ain't going anywhere. You still got
true. It's true. Yeah, food's not going anywhere. I think I saw you say that on Twitter today, actually, or yesterday. Yeah, everybody's got to still eat food. Well, give me your thoughts, like as you see the space develop. I know you're always looking at this, Nate. I mean, is there something inside of our space, a particular food or inside of CPG that you think has real, even inside your portfolio, that you think has got a chance to moonshot in this category?
We've got two companies right now, two newer investments that are both on a faster trajectory than Olipop, and both are sort of the second factor effects of like GLP-1s and wearables. One is the hemp THC beverage called Nowadays, which we've got something on our wall there.
There it is.
And the second is Ultra, which is the nicotine-free pouch company, which is the fastest growing company I've ever seen in my life.
Is it really, man?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, Rabba, but I do have to say I am a pouch enjoyer.
Well, send me your address after this, and we'll send you.
I will do that. And you know, there are a number. Actually, we had Matt Wan, we had Josh Payne.
That's an incredible entrepreneur. I love Matt.
And with Set, and he was detailing why they, especially Josh was detailing why they became so bullish on pouches as a form factor. But when I was looking at Ulta, I mean, it seems to be in this same vein of mouthfeel, performance. Like I can feel it, like I get some benefit out of it, which of course people do, with nicotine in some way. But connecting that in a kind of better for you form. I mean, it sounds like this thing's like the fastest growing thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, I was never a Zyn user, and I think we've reached this cultural zeitgeist, and it hit me probably. Well, I first met Eric on Twitter 10 months ago, believe it or not. But the light bulb went off for like, oh my God, we're there probably 8 months ago. I was playing golf and I went to take a pee in a bush, and 20 years ago, you would have seen cigarettes underneath the bush, right?
No
And
cigs.
I saw a pile of Zins, and I was like, oh my God, we've reached this tipping point of society. Not only that, where Zins are the thing that everyone's on, if you know, you know, but if you don't, nobody talks about it. But we've reached a tipping point of society where I think pouches have become an acceptable form factor. And so not just as nicotine, but you could do hydration, you could do vitamins, you could do supplements, you could do energy, in the future, protein, creatine, etc. And,
Crazy.
I think it was 10 or 15 years ago, Jesse Itzler and LeBron James and some other people launched this like almost an energy Listerine pouch.
Yep.
Strip. And it had a unbelievable takeoff, but then fizzled and didn't work out. And I think part of it is the actual effect. When you have a drink with caffeine, and beverages have been the vessel of choice for thousands of years.
Yeah.
There's something about feeling it in your hand and drinking it and then tossing it when you're done with it.
Yeah.
And I think the reason that pouches are working versus why the Listerine form factor didn't work is because when you're done with it, you can take it out of your mouth and throw it out and it's still there, versus like something that disappears. And it's gone and you're like, oh, what happened? Do I feel anything? I'm not really sure.
Oh, that's an interesting thesis. Go ahead, Rama.
No, it's fantastic talk about you, big fan. But it's interesting you said that Listerine strip. So I've just came across this brand. I don't know if you guys have heard of it yet. It's exquisite. It's called Sleep or Die. Have you heard of this one yet?
Yes, I have.
I heard about it. I haven't seen it, but I read something about it. Drew might have posted something about it on Twitter from Iris.
The branding is incredible. Zombies. It's very like Last Crumb, Liquid Death kind of kale and cigarettes branding. But they have the basically like L-theanine, blah, 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 all this stuff to help you sleep better in the Listerine strip form factor. So it's interesting that you said that didn't work out. But I guess this is a little different because you go to sleep and you actually want it to dissolve because you're gonna go to sleep. But in terms of kind of just more questions for you, like, where are you seeing deal flow in terms of like, are you guys looking for differentiated form factors? Are you looking for different industries to penetrate? Like, what's your current thesis right now in terms of the market? Because it does feel like hydration, it's so crowded, but God, everything just keeps screaming. So it's like, I was so stupid. 2 years ago, Jordan over at Instant Hydration was like, dude, come, I'm going to build this monster. And I was like, dude, why are we there's Liquid IV. Like, I thought it was like a winner take all market, or even like, it's like a 7 winner take all market. I mean, everybody I know is, they're just printing.
Yeah.
They're just printing.
The way you guys feel about hydration is how I feel about bars, right? I've passed on every single bar company I've ever seen, and like a lot of them have gone on to be very successful. Taking a step back, when you look at some of the most successful consumer brands of the past 10 plus years, they're not really original ideas. And you take a step back 20 years ago, the most successful companies, they're not original ideas. What they do is like they change the form factor or ease the friction a little bit. It's like Uber, right?
Yeah.
Uber's a taxi company.
Yeah.
Taxis, it wasn't an original idea. Yep. But Travis and team had the idea to like, hey, we're going to make it just a little bit easier, right? Grunes, vitamins, not the original idea.
AG1 gummies.
Olipop wasn't the first better for you soda. We're going to make it a little bit easier, right? The reason I think that hemp THC beverages are having, the wild success that they are and what ends up happening legislatively, I'm optimistic, but it's because, I assume we're all around the same age. I have a drink now. I feel like shit the next morning, right?
That is the case.
And then I'm out for 3 days after.
Yeah.
But the holy grail, like I want to feel that buzz, but I don't want the downside. And the non-alcoholic beers don't do it for me.
Yeah.
I'm someone, I don't smoke weed. I've never smoked weed. I've never had a gummy. But these hemp THC drinks, they give you a buzz. In the morning after, you're like 100%. And so they're the perfect, that's the holy grail that everyone's been looking for. And so we're, on the brand side, we're looking for things that permissible indulgence. We've got a company, Go Nanas, that built a really successful banana bread mix baking company. And last week they just launched, you guys remember Little Bites, the mini muffins?
Yeah.
$1 billion brand that not that good for you. They released a better version of that in Target and Sprouts nationwide.
Did they really?
Their week 1 numbers are, I think, 7 times what they expected. And so
you got to be kidding me, Nate.
And like, I think this is going to be a home run. And so it's, taking those nostalgic memories from childhood and presenting them in a way that, like, hey, you wouldn't feel bad about feeding this to your kids.
Yes. Yes. This is like everything that I always want. I mean, I'm like an Epicurean, at heart. I'm like always, wait, I want to eat and drink and have a good time, but now you're like 39 and you got some kids and you want to be around a long time and you don't want to be like just totally overweight. And so this is like the conundrum is like, how can I like have something that like hits that nostalgia and delights my taste buds, but also I don't feel guilty about and I can share with my kids. Like this to me is like so much the thing. Man, I'm so glad that you shared this. I did not know about this, but now that I see it, it makes all the sense in the world. And I'd love to double back though here, Nate. I think this permissible indulgence. So I love that phraseology. It sounds like you're optimistic about THC beverages. What could happen? I've talked to other founders, friends of mine, not so optimistic. Still just like, oh gosh, I don't know what's going to happen. Can you detail why you're optimistic on what's going to take place?
I think the industry is really, really freaking big right now.
It is.
And the only historical precedent of cutting something off that's that big before out in the mainstream is prohibition, and we all know how to figure it out. I mean, if they ban this, I might become Al Capone. So,
I love that.
You can quote me on that.
Okay.
The framework for how this could be regulated exists, and so I'm less optimistic about form factors other than beverage, right? But I think beverage can perfectly exist within the 3-tier alcohol system, and I think it might be the golden parachute that saves alcohol.
I see. The golden parachute that saves alcohol. I mean, there's like so many people. There's so many less people who are drinking alcohol now. Which I mean, like, part of me. I don't know. I guess, as a red-blooded American from the 80s, like part of me is kind of like, what's wrong with everybody? But that's an interesting thought. Do you think alcohol is going to continue to decline? I mean,
look, I think alcohol is always going to be there. If you look at I think there's some statistic that the 90% of alcohol is drank by like the top 10% of drinkers, right?
Yeah, which is kind of sad.
Alcoholism.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, wow.
If you look at the science of GLP-1s, right? And GLP-1s right now, I think 1 out of 8 human beings in the United States is on a GLP-1, and it's only increasing.
That's going up, Nate. I mean, I totally agree.
The science of what GLP-1s does is it decreases addictive behavior and alcohol and addictive behavior. And so they're actually studying GLP-1s for a treatment of alcoholism. And so that's a massive threat. The other instance is you look at wearables, right? And so let's say hypothetically there's 75 million wearables in the United States, and I think that's only going up too. What do people use wearables for more than anything else?
Sleep, track your sleep.
What affects sleep more than anything else?
Yeah, alcohol.
So hypothetically, you got 75 million wearables in the US. Let's say of those 75 million, on average, they're decreasing their alcohol consumption by 20 servings a year, which I think is probably on the low end. That's 1.5 billion servings a year right there that wearables have decreased on the alcohol consumption.
Wow. I mean, Kevin O'Leary, I heard a video from Kevin O'Leary yesterday that said something like, if you drink any alcohol like 3 hours before bed, it like ruins your sleep. And so you just got to have it at breakfast. That's when you got to do it. That's when you got to do it. Give yourself enough time.
3 martini lunch.
Yeah, exactly. Just, and then somebody else said, well, yeah, that's, recreating Mad Men from First Principles there. I'd love to go back. I'd love to go back to the pouches. I think this is a really compelling argument that you have around alcohol and the wearables. This is, I mean, honestly, the wearables thing, it like makes me sad to look at, which is why I like don't wear them, because I don't want to see my scores. But I thought the Ulta pouches for sleep, to me, this is like brilliant. Because it gives you a window that, like maybe pouches can be more than just like a nicotine or nicotine-ish experience. Maybe I can get that same kind of mouthfeel delight before I go to bed. Or maybe I'm going to work out and I put that bad boy in for hydration.
Or pre-workout. That would be interesting.
Pre-workout.
I would want to get jacked up on that. I'd do an upper decker to get going.
Oh yeah, maybe a couple upper deckies.
That's interesting for me personally.
Pre-workout.
Because I have to like buy the mix, and then you have to mix it, and then you have to drink it. Versus like if I just go to the gym, pop one in for pre-workout, and then I'm doing my warm-up by the time I'm ready to hit the weight. Like that's a very interesting one.
I mean, so I look at this and like, look, historically, again, for the past 2,000 years, beverage has been the vessel through which we get alcohol, caffeine, hydration, you name it. And what energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what Ultra is doing is saying, hey, we're going to provide the same benefit and just change the vessel, right?
Yeah.
Make it easier, make it more portable, make it more functional. And I think Zyn paved the way, and the others have paved the way for this becoming, an acceptable form factor. And I think Ultra and Set and Whip and Enzy and Grinds, what they're doing is saying, okay, we're going to take this to the next level. And I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if next year, in 2027, non-nicotine pouches are $1 billion plus category.
Woo! You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, from the one and only Nate Cooper. Nate, brother, you got so many good takes. I feel like we need to have you back a little more often, Nate.
Whenever. You guys tell me I'll be here.
I feel that, man. We appreciate that. Hey, any more knowledge you need to drop on us before we get you out of here? Any more hot takes, any thoughts, any things that are coming forth here that you're excited about? I mean, the Go Nanas was incredible. Anything else we need to be watching from you guys' portfolio?
I think the infrastructure plays, like the Irises and the Confidos and the Heddles of the world. I think those are going to be very, very, very large companies. They're not as fun to talk about because they're not cool and people don't get them. But I think people are going to be surprised at how large those companies become.
Let's go, Drew.
Very.
Can I ask you a really quick hot take?
Yeah.
What's your take on the fiber boost? Do you have any fiber plays?
Olipop is a fiber play.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that is true. I meant more like direct fiber play because it seems like it's having this protein moment that, if that makes sense, like everybody seems to be talking about fiber. There's this big pendulum swing, and it seems like you have just such a 6D brain of I have the thesis and the form factor, and like where does that land? Because to your point, like when you make it similar but different, oh my God, you can get people to adopt a lot.
I have a contrarian take on this. I don't like people Olipop. Like I don't think people drink it because it's fiber and prebiotics or probiotics, right? Like
I agree.
I think people drink it because it just happens to be a better for you soda, and the fiber, the function is just the oh by the way. And so I think the proteins, the fibers, I think the companies that lead with function inherently limit themselves to how big they can get, because if I'm average Joe from Minnesota, Mississippi, Chicago, whatever, and I see, fiber soda or XYZ or fiber bar, like my first thought is, that must taste like shit. But if I see like, XYZ bar, and I look around and it has all these function, I'm much more likely to buy it if they lead with taste than function. You got to
That's a great take.
Taste is the ultimate decider. It hardly matters how much benefit you have. If the thing tastes bad, it's like, man.
Hot take here. I don't think any of these protein sodas will go on to be that. That's
interesting. Coming from the king of pop himself, the king of better for you pop. Nate, we have got to have you back, my friend. We appreciate you coming. Where can people find you, follow you if they feel like they need to be the next check for Nate Cooper? Where do they go? Who do they talk to? How can they follow your big brain on the internet, my friend?
MySpace.
I get that reference.
You guys, Twitter, LinkedIn, email, text, whatever. I'm available.
Awesome. We appreciate you coming, my friend. We look forward to having you back, brother.
Thank you, guys.